What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Steve.
I'm Lindsay.
Today we are super excited to be checking out the Cotswolds. We've only checked out the Cotswolds a little bit up until this point, but love what we've seen.
Everything we've seen has been just so idyllic.
Phenomenal.
And I would love. It's one of the places in the UK that I absolutely feel like we have to visit when we go.
Yes, it's one of the top places we're going to visit. Top 10, I believe.
Which I don't think we're alone. I think most people feel that way about the Cotswolds. So
yes.
I'm definitely dying to see more about it.
This is kind of what I picture already from the things we've seen in the Cotswolds, just these beautiful little villages.
Yeah.
And I just love them. They've got just greenery surrounding them and the old stonework, and I love the roofs. I love the gardens. I love everything about this look. I must say, this is, if I had to pick like a look.
Your ideal village to live in, like the look of the town.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is kind of that vibe. I love it. And, you know, I see this yellow building over here. I like this
I like that too.
Yeah. This is so cool, guys. I'm super excited about this because we're going to be checking out specifically things to do in the best Cotswolds villages.
Adrian and I spent 3 days and 2 nights in the Cotswolds, and we were able to see quite a few of the best spots.
That's beautiful.
Our experience at the Cotswolds really blew us away, but there were also some aspects of our visit that were not so pleasant. We will let you know why later in the video. The Cotswolds is a picturesque region in the southwest of England, covering 5 counties or shires: Gloucestershire, Wiltshire, Oxfordshire, Somerset, and Warwickshire.
I didn't remember it was this large.
I didn't either.
I thought it was a much smaller area than that.
I remember when we very first heard about the Cotswolds, I thought it was literally one village.
Yeah, I did too.
And then to find out it's this big area.
How many villages are in the Cotswolds? It looks like there's probably quite a few.
Yeah, it does.
That's a huge area, and you're probably thinking, how can we make the most of our
Wow,
visit
look at that.
such a limited amount of time?
I love the stone buildings.
You don't have to cram everything in one short visit to truly enjoy what the Cotswolds has to offer. And we did just that.
Man, this looks like a great place to spend the summer.
Yeah. It's just so tranquil and
It
peaceful.
really is.
The Cotswolds is very well known for its fairy tale-like villages, gorgeous landscapes, and historic sites. When we first arrived at our accommodation in a village called Whittington in Gloucestershire, we were blown away by how mystical and serene our surroundings were. We stayed in an eco-friendly cabin within a working farm. Our views were second to none, and the entire place was modern with a farmhouse touch. It was very comfortable, secluded, and idyllic.
Boyd Farms. Is that like an apple orchard?
I don't know.
The village was perfectly located.
Oh, there's a little library,
Distance away from
telephone
some
booth.
popular spots. They even have this traditional red phone booth that they converted to a small village library.
All right.
That's awesome.
That's where you'll find Lindsay.
Yeah, that's the best use of those I've seen.
Yeah, I love that. Like we have some of those. You see
But
the
they're
boxes
tiny
around.
little, like boxes.
Yeah, they're not big like that.
walk-in.
I love the character of like using the old phone booths because those phone booths are so just
Iconic. Of Britain.
Yeah.
It was a quintessential English village with all of its country charm. After leaving our bags in the cabin, we headed out to explore. The first place we went to was Bourton on the Water
Yeah, it's beautiful.
in Gloucestershire. Nestled in the heart of the Cotswolds, Bourton on the Water is a charming village famous for its quaint stone houses and idyllic setting. The river Windrush winds
My
its way
goodness.
through the village
I love
center.
that.
Look at that, dude. That's so beautiful. Wow. I would love to take like a raft or something down that little river.
I know you think you could? It looks pretty new.
I mean, maybe not right here, but, where you saw that bridge passing over, you probably could.
I love it.
Wasn't there a place around here that people would get into the water and, like, wade and stuff?
Probably.
It looks clear, so it looks clean like clean water.
Crossed by a series of low bridges.
And it's pretty
that
shallow.
unburden the
I love that.
Venice
I do
of
too.
the Cotswolds. The low bridges that allow you to cross the river are a popular spot for pictures. With its traditional shops,
There's where you found Sophia, the sweet shop.
pubs
Horrible.
and restaurants, bakeries and cafes perfect for a cup of tea or coffee with a pastry, or maybe just to enjoy a delicious Cornish pasty, a savory snack of buttery and flaky pastry with a yummy meat and potato filling.
Yeah, but that's
And
good.
family
Yeah.
attractions like the Motor Museum and the Model Village.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
A
yeah.
list of villages to visit in the Cotswolds.
Okay,
That's
I've
so cool.
I've heard about that, but I haven't checked it out yet. I want to see that. I think that'd be cool to check out.
We arrived late in the afternoon.
I love how walkable the streets are.
Activities had slowed down, but there were still quite a few people who were enjoying the nice weather and the village's pleasant setting. After spending some time in Bourton on the Water, we made our way to Lower Slaughter, a quaint and historic village a few miles down the road. And when I say historic, this village has been inhabited for over 1,000 years.
Wow.
Picture-perfect cottages line both banks of the River Eye, and on a beautiful spring day like this, the flowers made these houses even more mesmerizing.
Man.
I just love when greenery is growing on the
Fine,
cottages.
like ivy. Yeah, I did too. This is
So pretty.
this is so perfect. Even down to like the little bridge here. I just love this.
The tourism probably is annoying to people who live there, though.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't seem like it's built for a lot of traffic.
It was built so long ago
Yeah.
that they can't widen
Yeah.
anything. So yeah, the
So I
tourism.
could see how if you live there, it'd probably be annoying that.
But
so
I'm
many
guessing a lot of
come here.
people that live there probably make their living because of tourism as well. So
Yeah, pros and cons.
yeah.
St. Mary's Chapel, the village's parish church,
Wow.
has a rich history with parts dating back to the 13th century.
Dude, I love all the birds.
There's also a watermill that may have been around since the 11th century. Lower Slaughter Manor House, or Slaughter's Manor House as it is now called, is a protected building that has been around since the Middle Ages. We walked on both banks of the River Eye and admired the beautiful cottages that dotted the walkways. However, after a few minutes, we started to feel a little bit uncomfortable while exploring the village. Since these cottages are occupied by residents who probably wanted some privacy, peace, and quiet, it felt a little bit intrusive,
Yeah.
especially while we were filming and taking pictures.
But I'm guessing they're used to it a little bit. Oh no, not you again.
I love when people have funny things like that on their doormat or on the knocker. I love it.
Oh no, not you again. I love that too.
Saying what we're all thinking.
Yeah, yeah.
When I saw the sign, which was probably just a little bit of banter, but with an indirect message to the tourists. Here is a very important
Wow.
tip to consider
Look at
when
that.
visiting the Cotswolds.
It's beautiful.
Since most of the villages tourists walk through are mostly filled with homes occupied by residents, please be mindful of these things. Number 1, respect their space and privacy. Number 2, do not create too much noise. Number 3, do not peer into windows. And most of all, number 4, do not trespass.
Come on.
Okay, yeah, I feel like those are common sense.
They would be common
But-
sense to me.
But I can definitely see how a lot of tourists probably don't even think about stuff like that. Maybe people who come here to visit, many of them don't realize these are actual homes that people live in.
Because
I
they're
don't know.
so beautiful. It's just
Yeah,
like
just
this.
so
It's almost like it was made to look
like
this
a
way.
movie set or something.
Right, yeah.
But I just want to say a funny story real quick. We were driving around one day around our town, not tourists.
Oh,
And there was a house for sale. It looked. It to be fair, it didn't look like anyone.
No, there was no car there. It had this. It had the for sale sign up front. It had
lock on the door.
Lock thing on the door that you could people that go to the real estate agent could actually go and get a key and go in or whatever.
So he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna park right here and get out and go check it out real quick." Because, we're interested in looking at houses right now. We're not in the place to buy yet, but we still like to look sometimes. So he gets out. And he goes up to the front porch and he's looking around.
No, I went to the back first.
The back first. Yeah. So yeah, he's scoping the whole place out. Goes around back looking. He comes around the front, up under the front porch. And he's peeking in the front window. He's got his face.
The sun was out, so it was reflecting. So I was having a hard time seeing it.
He's got his face pressed up to the glass, looking in. And you finish the story.
There's some guy.
The man who owns the house.
Yeah, is sitting on his couch watching TV, staring at me in his underwear. Oh, underwear here means pants? Wait, is that how it is?
I don't know.
I know, it's different.
The briefs.
But
okay.
the skivvies or whatever.
Yeah.
Tidy whities.
Scantily clad.
But it's they have that set up there's nobody there. They have it set up
now.
No, it was beyond what you even said. Not only did they have the for sale sign in the front, not only did they have the lock on the door, but they also had the box with the pamphlets that you could take showing what the specs of the house and whatnot.
Plot twist, he was a squatter.
He might have been. I mean, seriously, he might have been.
Anyway, yeah.
I
just thought it was funny.
That was funny.
Unfortunately, we saw quite a few of these things happen during our time here, and we felt bad for those who live in these beautiful
that would get annoying.
Yeah, that would get annoying.
We then drove a few minutes up the hill towards the village of Upper Slaughter. Upper Slaughter is a charming and picturesque village with a tranquil atmosphere. Here you will see adorable stone cottages that define most Cotswold villages and historic landmarks such as the 12th century parish
I
church
love the
cemetery.
churches.
That's where I'd be. Love old cemetery. Y'all know that. I love old cemetery so much.
Looks like that was a little quieter than
After
the
a
lower
long,
slaughter.
tiring day of traveling, Adrian and I retired to our cozy rental and caught some shut-eye to prepare for another busy day. Adrian and I have a lot more adventures to share with you, and we would like you to join us. Subscribe now to get notified of our upcoming videos. The following morning, we headed to quite possibly the most popular village in the Cotswolds, Bibury. Why is it popular? Well, because of this. And this is Arlington Row, which you have probably seen countless of times. This
I don't know,
popular
have
row
I?
of stone
It looks
villages
kind of familiar.
every brochure about the area, and many others use it as an inspiration for paintings, pictures,
I can see that.
songs.
Look at this, the stone wall there.
Arlington Row showcases a row of 17th century weavers' cottages built from honey-colored Cotswold stone.
I love the
with
Cotswold
sleek
stone.
Me
pitched
too.
roofs and picturesque gardens. They were built in the 14th century as a wool store and were later converted to homes for the weavers. These cottages are now all owned by the National Trust and are let or leased to private tenants, with the exception of one which can be rented as a holiday home. Bibury in the county of Gloucestershire, often described as one of the most beautiful villages in England, is a quintessential Cotswold gem.
I can see why.
The River Colne flows gently through the village, enhancing its charm with quaint stone bridges and lush green meadows.
Oh man,
Spring would be a great time to
Bibury
visit.
is great for photography, but you can also
Yes.
visit other places such as a trout farm, church, or just amble along on the streets to admire the scenery.
All right, guys, like she said, let us know in the comments what the best season to visit here is, but I'm thinking spring.
Maybe autumn.
I was wondering,
Autumn, I feel
I don't know what the leaves look like here in autumn. I don't know if they're popping all sorts of colors or if you have more of the types of trees that don't, change colors as much.
Evergreen?
Yeah. Yeah, I like the pines and stuff. I'm not sure. Let us know in the comments, guys. But I'm thinking spring with the flowers blooming because I mean, seeing all the greenery and stuff and the flowers is just amazing. I love like how is this a one-way road or they just not have a line in the middle?
I think it's two-way.
I think it is too, but it kind of looks like a one-way street. I love this. It's so everything's so tight together, and it's just like it feels like the type of place when you're there. It feels like you never know what to expect when you go around another corner.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
All your nooks and crannies.
Yes, yes.
Be warned though, there aren't many places to park here and it gets busy.
I could
Come
see that.
first thing in the morning if you can.
It's so narrow.
Castle Coombe, located in the storybook Wiltshire countryside of England, exudes an enchanting charm that feels like a step back in time.
I love it.
This breathtakingly stunning English village, often hailed as one of the prettiest in the country, boasts a quaintness that is hard to match.
The old courthouse.
Its narrow winding
Was that what that was?
streets, lined with honey-colored stone cottages, adorned with colorful gardens, lead to the heart of the village where the market cross, a medieval monument, stands proudly.
Ancient monuments. X.
I wonder what that is.
Surrounded by lush greenery and the gentle flow of the River Bybrook, Castle Coombe
So many different
offers
rivers.
visitors
I know,
a
right?
serene escape into history.
All right, guys. I just must say, like, literally, it seems like in the Cotswolds, it doesn't matter where you go, you have a painting in front of you. You have a beautiful picture in front of you. Like literally around any corner, you could take a picture and it would be worthy to put on your wall. Like, it just looks that beautiful
Everything
everywhere.
is just straight out of a storybook.
It is. It's insane.
No longer in use.
With its ancient church and peaceful atmosphere. The local church in Castle Coombe, St. Andrew's Church,
Oh, man.
all the way back to the 13th century. It is a perfect example of medieval architecture, gracing the picturesque village with its timeless beauty.
I love old abbeys so much.
One
Old
thing
churches,
to remember is
cemeteries.
that there is no parking in the village itself. A decent-sized public parking lot or car park can be found at the top of the hill before
Makes
heading
sense,
down to the
because
village.
that's where people live.
Yeah.
Majority of the car parks in England, it is paid.
No, that's an onion ring.
That is an onion ring. That looks really good.
By the way, we had one of the best plates of
That
fish
looks delicious.
I've ever had.
Okay, I gotta pause it.
I would try
On
that,
that.
for sure.
Dude.
I don't really like fish, but
That looks
that
so
looks
good.
delicious.
So there's some mushy peas over there. Would you eat the mushy peas?
I'd try them.
Yeah. Those look like some good chips too.
Even the tartar sauce, I guess that's what that is. Looks really good. Looks homemade.
I love fish and chips, guys, but I never get the chance to have it because I live so far inland. It's just really hard to come across it. How far
And
do
it
we
wouldn't
live
be
in
like
there?
that anymore.
No, it wouldn't. That looks so good.
Malt and anchor.
What do they got over here? Is that a drink or is that? Yeah, it must
it's
be a drink.
No ice.
Yeah, no ice. I noticed that.
At the Malt and Anchor, here in Cirencester. Whatever secret sauce they use to make their batter so crispy is simply out of this world.
Man.
My
Oh,
mouth is
With
watering.
black sesame seeds
Oh, wow.
were so uniquely delicious, and the moules frites weren't so bad either. And the best part,
those mussels.
everything we ate
Yeah.
was affordable. But what we looked forward to was this phenomenon that was about to happen.
Look at that.
We were made aware of the possibility of witnessing an extremely rare event that could happen anytime that evening. And finally, after a few hours of waiting, we saw this.
The Northern Lights? Is that what it is? That'd be really cool.
That would be really cool.
I've still yet to see those. In
Me neither.
person. A lot of places in the U.S. recently saw them, but we didn't.
There was an unusually high activity all throughout the Northern Hemisphere that night, and we were lucky enough to have witnessed this in the Cotswolds. Driving through the Cotswolds is an experience.
Dude, look how beautiful that is.
Beautiful and mesmerizing scenery. However, for those who are not used to driving on British roads, it could be very daunting.
Yeah, I think so.
Especially since a lot of the country roads leading to the most popular destinations are narrow.
Oh my goodness.
Would only have one lane.
Look at that. Wow, that would be
a little stressful.
When you're starting to learn to drive on the left. Obviously, driving is very similar. Other than you also got to learn the signs and everything like that. But the narrow roadways is something I wouldn't really be used to.
So, in conclusion, 3 days in the Cotswolds, Adrian and I both decided were not enough to explore.
I would imagine not.
No, I don't think it would be.
Has to offer. However, it was enough for us to
I think you get a good feel though.
Popular places, and our visit gave us a concrete idea of what the Cotswolds charm is all about. And it left us a desire to spend more time here in the future. If you remember at the beginning of the video, we said that there were certain things about the Cotswolds that we weren't so fond of. Well, it's a place where we felt like once you visit somewhere, there wouldn't be an immediate need to go back. Majority of the structures in the Cotswolds are grade listed buildings, which means they are protected from major alterations without gaining prior permission from the local county.
Yeah.
So, that means updates to the area don't happen frequently. Also, it felt
the little nook
strange to be visiting villages just to see houses. It felt a little intrusive.
Yeah.
Plus, the crowds can get really bad, especially during the spring and summer, leading to issues such as road congestion and overcrowded facilities such as car parks and tourist attractions. But these won't deter us from returning to to visit the rest of this stunning and picturesque area. We hope you enjoyed watching this video. Join us next time as we visit another English national wonder, the Lake District. We hope you found this video to be very helpful and enjoyable.
Guys, beautiful.
Yeah,
loved this. This was the second video I believe we've checked out from Worthy Travels. And they do a phenomenal job on their videos. If you're interested in checking out their channel, link as always will be in the description. But guys, hands down, Cotswolds is going to be one of the first places.
See places.
Yes, absolutely. Like, I would even venture to say that it would be a place that we would want to actually go and stay in like they just did.
Yeah.
And actually, spend, I don't know, a week even.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, I think it might be one of those places that you go and you just spend part of your entire trip in. Obviously not the entire trip because we're trying to see a lot more, but I believe this area is so just beautiful. And it's like, it just seems quintessentially English. You know what I mean? It's just very, very English. It's like, based off of what we've seen, at least, it seems like the type of place that really hasn't changed a lot.
Which I'm glad there are places like that.
Yes.
Because there's plenty of more modern villages and towns and cities. So it's nice to have these little step back in time places to go and kind of feel like you can get a sense of what it used to be like.
Right. It's just like a place with a very unique charm that you can't really experience anywhere else. And unfortunately today, a lot of that's disappeared in most areas, I think. Most areas have changed a lot. And this area seems like it hasn't as much.
It's comforting to know there are places that,
you
can't just totally change. And it's cool.
But guys, let us know in the comments, what village do you think is the best village to go to in the Cotswolds? Where would be the best place to actually stay when you're visiting the Cotswolds to actually make your home stop, so to speak, when you're there and you're going to go venture out from that location?
Centrally located place to...
Right. So... But guys, I think that's it for us today. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please click that like button. Feel free to drop your comments or suggestions about this video or others. And don't forget to subscribe to continue to follow us on our journey to discover anything and everything about the UK and Ireland. Until next time, guys. Peace.